So, these accusations against Cody Ko have been out for enough time and have gotten enough attention to the point where I think he could have at least acknowledged them by now or told the public that he's working on some kind of a response. But instead, since these accusations have blown up, getting tens of millions of views on YouTube across various channels, the two things we've gotten from Cody Ko in terms of a response are him DJing at a Vegas club, getting jiggy and vibing out to house music, and him stepping down from a role at his podcast studio and citing that it has to do with personal issues, which, you know, read between the lines there. What the fuck personal issues do you think randomly came up at the same time as these serious accusations? I'll tell you, homie don't got cancer if that's what you're thinking. Homie don't got a liver failure. It's obviously none of that, and rather the fact that he's in controversy. And normally I don't want to be the kind of guy who says something like, oh, your silence is violence, or the fact that you're saying nothing says everything. But in this case, you literally have to look at the fact that he is still on the internet. At this point, I don't think it's possible to think he doesn't know about these accusations, and he's mysteriously stopped posting at the frequency that he used to be. Do you think that that just happened randomly and has nothing to do with any of these accusations? Yeah, I'd wager my entire fucking cattle and barn that it's not true. And so that brings us to this video that I want to watch called Why Cody Ko Can't Escape This Controversy. I want to get into what I think his next steps are, what his game plan is, and how the events have transpired and leaving him where he is today. But if you end up enjoying this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Follow my social medias, links are all down below, and check out this video by Patrick CC, and let's get into it.
Cody Ko is one of the most beloved YouTubers who has earned over 1 billion views, launched multiple successful business ventures, and is friends with some of the most popular creators.
Oh, damn, what a rough time to be Mr. Beast. Bro, you're 2 for 2 right now. We got Chris Tyson with a weird case. We got Cody Ko with a weird case. What you putting in them Mr. Beast bars, bro? Like, I understand you trying to peddle some product, but it seems like whoever you getting to give the thumbs up to and co-sign that for their brand, whether that be Chris or Cody, some weird shit ends up getting discovered about them. Beast, what's going on, bro?
However, he has been losing tens of thousands of subscribers every day for the past 6 weeks, and that's because he has been the subject of some shocking allegations that involve having intercourse with a minor. Despite this, there still has been no response from Cody. Many are wondering why.
What the hell? Motherfuckers betting on this? I was joking when I said I'd wager the cattle in the barn, but these people are legitimately doing like odds and stuff to win this. Fucking gambling addicts, man, making their way into everything. Dude's literally, this is crazy. Cody Ko addresses allegations in July, 0% chance, with a $6,920 bet. There's a fucking market crash going on here, bro. There's like a miniature financial crisis going on in the wagering on allegations market. And not to derail the video, but this website I'm pretty sure allows you to like bet on the most random shit. I remember there was something when the Titanic submarine was like losing oxygen. Motherfuckers were betting on the chance of the people in there surviving. Like, you're not gonna catch me in a Hasanabi live stream chat ranting about capitalism and how Jeff Bezos stole my bitch or something like that. But this is definitely fucking demented, bro. Like, if you showed this level of depravity to like somebody in the 90s, they'd be like, fuck, man, maybe the Red Scare is not so scary after all.
When and how he will respond. Cody has exactly 3 options of how to respond to this situation. The first is bad, the second is terrible, and the third is not morally right, but it is almost definitely what he will end up doing. Today we are going to discuss them all, but before we do that, it's important to understand the context of how he got here.
And something else I find fascinating is that he has a rap career. He's featured on rap songs. I know he has a song with Baby No Money, and TMG, Tiny Meat Gang, is his rap duo with Noel Miller. I'm pretty sure they have a song with like 100 million streams. Oh, and also he's a fucking commentary channel. The dude's not afraid to talk. You know, one thing I will say he's known for doing is yapping, getting his voice heard, whether that would be in the form of a song or a commentary video. So for him to be switching his Myers-Briggs personality type to where he's introverted now and he just doesn't want to talk to anyone, again, it just, I don't know, something I find interesting.
First of all, the alleged victim in the situation is Tana Mongeau, who is also a very popular YouTuber with over 5 million subscribers, as well as the host of the 8th most popular podcast in the world, Cancelled. Tana and her co-host Brooke Schofield do a live version of the podcast all around the country, and in June of 2024, a video of the show made the rounds on the internet revealing some shocking information about Cody.
Who's the smallest dick you ever had? Oh my god, do no one look at me, Cody Ko.
Damn, bro. So he was trying to mask his genuine insecurity about his meat with this meta irony, with his duo being Tiny Meat Gang. That's kind of fucking crazy because I figured, oh, he's just embracing the tiny meat thing as like a bit. If you spam that you have a tiny meat, eventually people are just gonna think you're joking. In the same way that if, you know, you just call yourself a school shooter constantly, it's almost like your little boy who cried wolfing it. You know, no one actually believes you're gonna do anything at a certain point because you've been saying it so much. They just think you have a morbid sense of humor. And the same thing with Cody Ko, but I guess it was true all along. He's a one-inch wonder. He's literally a one-inch wonder, man, and that sucks because, well, you know, I mean, actually, it doesn't, not only did he lose the genetic lottery and, you know, fucking actually got last place, but he's like gonna take that out on Tana, who's 17. She didn't do that to you, bro.
Tana says she had sex with Cody when she was 17. That would mean it would have happened sometime between June 24th, 2015 and June 23rd, 2016. That would also mean that Cody...
Okay, but low-key, this time period, this gap between these 2 years was fucking the peak of life as we know it. Again, not to derail the video, but June 24th, 2015 to June 23rd, 2016, that era, those 12 months, despite this taking place, was probably the best time to breathe oxygen as a human. Do you recall, not long ago, we would walk on the sidewalk. Kids these days won't get it, man. If you were born in like 2014, then please die.
Cody Ko was 25 or 26 years old. As you can imagine, people on the internet started asking questions.
Motherfucker thinks this shit's all funny. What are you laughing about? But he thinks because he's quirky and charismatic that he has a shot. Like, bro, this is a 17-year-old. Pack it up, dinosaur. Get your ass over to bingo.
People on the internet started asking questions. Isn't this illegal? Isn't this statutory rape? At the very least, isn't it a bit creepy? But Cody Ko fans tried to defend him by saying that 17 and 25 is legal in most US states.
Yes, thank you for your input, user 554.
Or that Tana was just doing this for drama or content. Now, Tana acknowledges that she didn't present herself as a victim in the situation.
3 years and both young. Most states, that's legal. Like, bro, I hate to tell you this, but 17 and 25 is strange. That's a strange relationship to have. Like, you know, forget the legality, because depending on whether it's legal on your jurisdiction, to me, wherever you are in the world, that's still strange. 17 and 25, odd. That's what I'm gonna say. Now, I know someone's probably gonna say something along the lines of like, well, my friend's parents got married when the mom was 15 and the dad was 25. And it's like, that's fantastic, and I'm sure that they're happy and healthy and whatever. They bake sourdough bread while they play Yahtzee and watch The Price is Right. That's fantastic. But that was also like, you know, before fucking electricity or something. Like, your parents met each other during Jim Crow. I'm not gonna really take their situation and apply it to today. I think we can all agree that these two individuals, 17 and 25, should not have had intercourse in the way that they did, and that it ultimately is on Cody for having done that.
US states. Or that Tana was just doing this for drama or content. Now, Tana acknowledges that she didn't present herself as a victim in the situation, and was merely just making a joke on stage. However, seeing the reactions from the internet, as well as...
Okay, but why does Tana's live show look like the Snapchat Riz party? This is a combined snap score of 5 fucking trillion right now. If we were to convert this total snap score into metric tons of carbon pollution being emitted into the environment, global warming would happen tomorrow. The drastic shift in climate that would take place would make Earth uninhabitable. Elon and the rich motherfuckers would take off to Mars, and then the rest of us would just be screwed here. But jokes aside, the reality is, whether she's joking or not when she says it, if it is true, the seriousness of the topic, you know, still stands. People seem to think that because she was joking about it, or she was like, oh, Cody Ko has a small little tiny caterpillar penis, that it invalidates the seriousness of what she experienced, which I just don't think is true. People joke about horrible things that have happened to themselves all the time. Pete Davidson, for example, constantly like jokes about the fact that his dad died during 9/11. Does that mean that you can just go up to him and be like, oh yeah, fuck your stupid dumbass dad? Like, no, it is tragic, you know, and comedy uses tragedy oftentimes, but that doesn't take away from the actual substance of what's being said being pretty fucked up.
Just making a joke on stage. However, seeing the reactions from the internet, as well as maturing and taking time to understand her past, made her perspective change a little bit.
But there isn't a part of me, at least at 25 now, I mean, I look back and I would never do anything like that. So I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I don't associate or hold it with trauma because I am such a comparative person where I'm like, so many worse things have happened to me. And that's bad. It feels like all of the other people I hooked up with when I was 18, whether they were 30 or whether they were not 30 and they were my age, because I have my feelings towards it, right? And like I'm expressing those right now. And I said that on stage very much so as just I was being jokey about it and whatever, right? And it's almost like the public's reaction to this has made me feel 10 different types of ways that I didn't feel before. Like I have seen so many comments of people like on some like, but what was she wearing? You know what I mean? On some like, well, it's Tana Mongeau. You know how I feel towards her, but now seeing all of these people like not believe me and say, well, what if she's lying or she's this and she's that and she's dramatic?
Yeah, and the reality is that you can't take a horrible thing that happened to someone less seriously because you don't like their YouTube videos or their reputation on the website. Do I like Tana Mongeau? No, I don't. I don't watch her content. I don't consume anything she posts. But with that being said, I'm not going to look at everything that's happened and discredit it or say that it's worthy of dismissal because it's coming out of her mouth, you know?
Openly having this conversation online to her millions of fans, there wasn't an abundance of coverage about it on YouTube, which is surprising since most YouTube drama channels and news channels are extremely quick to raise awareness about a story like this, especially when it involves another YouTuber.
I guess the difference though with the Dr. Disrespect stuff is that Dr. Disrespect made a Twitter post admitting to having a conversation with a minor in Twitch Whispers, and this had been covered up several different times. And the difference here is that the allegation was made by Tana Mongeau at Cody Ko on a podcast and on the live show, and Cody just didn't respond, right? So I guess most of the coverage on Dr. Disrespect was about his response, tearing into how atrocious it was and how it continues to get worse. With Cody, he's just kind of not really doing or saying anything. His response is like a non-response. He's not really acknowledging it, right? I guess just that's the difference in terms of the coverage. But even with that being said, I'm pretty sure Moist Critical's video on Cody Ko has like, what, 6 million, 7 million views?
So this whole situation almost slipped through the cracks until D'Angelo Wallace, a YouTuber with nearly 2 million subscribers, made a video called An Uncomfortable Conversation About Cody Ko.
Now, some seem to think that you're not obligated to speak up, and maybe that's what people around you are telling you as well. But from one creator to another, you absolutely have an obligation to, at the very least, call out the misogyny, the victim blaming, and all manner of cognitive dissonance that's coming from your audience in the name of defending you against allegations that you're too cowardly to address.
There are 3 different ways that Cody can respond to the allegations, and each have different outcomes. Response option number 1. Outright deny the allegations. If Cody is innocent, then just simply put out a statement saying that all allegations are false and he did not have sex with Tana while she was 17. However, this will cause an absolute firestorm on the internet that he will not be able to escape.
Yeah, because the thing is, when he says this didn't happen, considering the fact that the Gabby Hanna girl also corroborated Tana Mongeau's story, that's going to lead to a domino effect of more and more people who have some sort of connection to Cody or Tana or something like that, who have any crumb of stake in the situation to speak up finally, right? Because as of right now, what's had to have been said in order for this to spark the discussion has been said. But if Cody Ko responds and says, hey, this shouldn't happen or this didn't happen, whatever, then more and more people who have even a little sliver of something they need to get off their chest will get that off their chest. And I'm assuming most of that is going to be at Cody and not supporting him, right? And so if you ask me what I think he'll likely do, he's probably not going to say anything. Now, the question is, like, what does that mean? Does that mean he'll not say anything and slowly wither off into the darkness and no longer post videos and make music, and this is raps for his long-ass YouTube career? Or does that mean that he'll just keep posting and ignore what's been said as if nothing ever happened? I don't know. It's tough to say, but, you know, at a certain point where he is in life, he has a child on the way with his wife, and YouTube is probably not even his biggest priority anymore. He has a kid now, he has his wife, all sorts of other things he's probably working on. And so that one big thing that might push him away from YouTube also coincides at the same time of this whole thing that's pushing him away from YouTube. So, hey, maybe he just is like done, but he could also just try to just keep posting through it, and hopefully people will either stop caring or ignore it or just move on. I mean, there's a lot of people who have done insanely shitty things that are still posting on YouTube to this day, and their careers are, you know, relatively unaffected, or at least they're still able to post content at a regular basis and have people watch it and stuff like that. Like, Keemstar's been on YouTube for like, what, 10 years, or on the internet for like 15 years, this, and he still gets engagement. He still gets eyeballs on his content every single time he posts something. And he's like one of objectively the worst people on the fucking internet, like on YouTube and stuff like that. So I think that's worth noting. With that being said, would him just posting through this whole thing be in a way him just, doing the ultimate non-response response? Yeah, 1000%. And would that fuck him up even further? Maybe, possibly.
There was a statement made on the TMG Studios website, which is his podcast network that he created alongside his partner, Noel Miller. We want to start by thanking all of you for your patience while we are working to figure out the best path forward for the studio. We know it's been a very strenuous few weeks for everyone, and we really appreciate your willingness to bear with us. As we enter into the next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG Studios. What has transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and its talent. Our audience sees your hard work every week, and we want that to continue. They deserve it, and so do you. We have built something truly special, and he's committed to keeping that alive and well. This statement allows us to understand that Cody Ko does know the internet is discussing his involvement with an underage Tana Mongeau, and that it is considered a personal issue for him. But that's about it. So what really was the purpose of this statement?
So that's kind of where things are as the time I'm recording this. We had him DJing at Vegas, ignoring things, not addressing anything at that time, and now we have him stepping down from his day-to-day roles at the podcast studio that he co-founded with Noel Miller, and I think that is definitely concerning because, well, why would he do that if not to dissociate or, distance himself from the internet to some extent? He's definitely at least aware that people are hating on him so much that anything that's tied to him or operated by him or something will be dragged through the mud alongside him. Like people who work on that podcast studio who did nothing wrong at all are going to probably be financially fucked because of this, and he doesn't want to do that, or at least wants to mitigate the damage from that if he can, and that's what he's doing. So where does this actually leave us? I have no idea. I already talked about what I think, his options are, what's going to happen. My guess, honestly, I feel like he just might take a break from YouTube for a while. But in the meantime, it definitely does suck because I, love this guy's content growing up, in like middle school, 7th grade. That's cringe. Acheeto Pie came out, had me fucking laughing. That was like peak life right there. But, every now and then it's just raps. And when it's raps, it's raps. What are you going to do about it? Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Follow my social media and follow this video. Okay, bye.